Mr. E. This doesn't seem like a button check. I think they're going.
We're getting right into it. We're starting off on Town and City. And here we go. Finally, we're back into it. Mr. E, of course, coming right out the gates. And one thing we always have to mention, I steal this from Lyric, by the way, is coming off of loser's bracket. I think Mr. E has definitely been playing a lot more. So he's a lot more warm going through the rest of the set. Like, of course, being a little cold, being that he played a little while ago. You definitely have the inherent advantage given how long you've been playing. But starting on Town City regardless, you got to get warm. On a stage like this, you got to get into it. You need to lock in.
I feel like there are so many things that you can say about the delays and the amount of time that it takes for a player to really get back into the flow and get back into their flow state. But it's so hard to say the same thing about Light, who can just get going right from zero.
Sheesh.
And suddenly, while Mr. E took an early lead, that lead is gone in an instant. We're missing the combo off of back air, but we still have the advantage, especially with that attack,
down air.
Steady afterwards. But I like that Mr. E's a little bit more willing to try and make something happen in a set like this. Taking space, not trying to rush Fox down, but looking to walk Fox away from his dashbacks as the Dolphin Slash, recognizing the sides and finding the punish. Huge start for Mr. E. Again, if he can cement a lead here, and if he can win a game now, then he can win a game throughout any number of these games in this set.
The biggest thing going into the rest of the set, it's going to be being able to not being strapped down by the fear factor of just, oh my god, like he's running so fast, he's doing all this nonsense. It's the fact that, like, at the end of the day, it's still Fox, and he's off stage, he's really punishable. So Mr. E being able to, again, going off stage, go for the downers, being able to play the off stage game, and go for the reversals, it's being able to keep your head on your shoulders, and that's going to matter the most. Even no matter of how much damage you take from Fox, no matter how much Light is jumping around, keeping you on your feet. Again, it's being able to, like, keeping your feet on the ground, keeping your boots strapped. You're fine. Throwing up the back air, it's fine. It's okay. I'm not going to hit by that time. That's okay. You're just taking that back, we're getting all the way back to the stage, and Mr. E is still hanging on just fine.
And you know what? It really exemplifies that point you made, Momo? Mr. E has been doing a lot more walking in this game.
The hidden ultimate tech, the best tech in the game, walking.
Sometimes all you need is walk because you have full access to shield, you have full access to all of your mix-ups, you can utilize your short hop back in just the same timing. Though the back air comes down to even up the stock count, Mr. E is just looking undisturbed by Light trying to rush him down. Instead, he's just repositioning and setting up for his next play. Though the falling up air does leave a lot of opening and a lot of damage on the table here for Light, who is down by a solid 60%, yet Mr. E getting ready to set things up. The up air, not able to get the back air off that conversion, but still some very good damage. One closing hit will ought to do it as Light is in that extreme percentages. A Dolphin Slash from across stage, not going to do it quite yet, but the forward air to follow up is going to seal the game for Mr. E.
Very good first game there from Mr. E. And actually, taking some of the stuff that he learned from Just Brew, right? Recognizing that, like, his opponents, like, throwing out a lot of these hitboxes or whatever, it is one thing is just keeping someone at bay, keeping the fear factor, whatever. Recognizing that, way, I'm still Lucina. My back air is still really big, and my Dolphin Slash is still really big. So honestly, if I'm able to do, having the same confidence of your options of just because something's been punished once doesn't mean it's a bad option. Doesn't mean that it's never going to work again. It's the fact of being able to, like you mentioned earlier, keeping a hitbox always active against a character that's so quick. Being able to. The best defense is offense, right? Having a hitbox, keeping them at bay, keeping them second-guessing themselves, and being able to batten down the hatches anytime.
Yeah, to use a little bit of Tekken terminology for Smash Ultimate,
please.
It's a case of active defense. Sometimes you just need to make sure that your opponent can't go someplace that you really don't want them to go by having a hitbox there. They can't go there if they're going to keep getting hit. But Light, he's shutting down some of that early attempt at some active defense on the part of Mr. E. That short hop falling forward air, getting stuffed out with a trade, and to the tune of 92 damage afterwards. Those are the vortexes. These are the vortexes that Light wants to continuously set up, and it's looking like some good results here in game number 2.
Very good first stock coming up from Light. Mr. E, of course, fighting out the corner there with that dancing blade. Again, trying to catch Light getting a little too fancy at some points, right? We're trying to jump, fade in and out with those combos, trying to short hop in, trying to find a dashing with a dash attack, right? Mr. E recognizing that thing. The dancing blade, like you mentioned earlier, being able to fade back, send him up again for another combo, and then do it all over again. That's the thing you got to do. When Light maybe sometimes overthinks the Fox combos, if you will, and then you can punish that accordingly.
Yeah, he's looking for the extra stuff, which I really like from Light. Like, that little extra bit of development of Fox's punish game is something that every player, developing your punish game is something that every player needs to add, and Fox especially can get so much damage with it. The dash attack only getting the strong hit though, so it just resets the situation. Looking for a forward tilt there. We're applying pressure to the back of Lucina's shield, just daring Mr. E to go for that Dolphin Slash and have it be blocked.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, there you go. You called it like it is, man. The up special coming out of shield. So trying to punish that illusion coming back to stage there. Mr. E just throwing out all these aerials all willy-nilly, trying to catch him. It's Light getting a little too over. He's finally going to find that dancing blade. And we're seeing time and time again, actually, it's Light fading into the left, trying to accentuate his combos, but getting a little too over-aggressive, getting punished for it. It's still Light going to be taking that stock there in stride. I think Mr. E's trying to focus more on Light overextending and then trying to take more off of that. He's done that a couple times at this point.
But Light has been playing so in frame this game, like keeping so safe, and then in the moments where Mr. E does get a decision, it gets parried, or he has to dare to try and jump out of shield against Fox doing forward tilt, and just has to make these plain old guesses against a character who can cover so many options if you react correctly, and something that Light has always been known to do is react correctly.
Oh, 100%, yeah, this guy in to win it, man. Here comes the jumping into the forward air once more, waiting for Light to react. Nice, catching that jump in again once more with the back air coming in again with the sour spot forward. Down air, oh, you mentioned earlier the sour spot down air from Mr. E, but still going to get called out there with the back air from Light. Light just keeping that pressure on the power. I will back air because it is strong. Light keeping that pressure up very, very well. Still coming in there again, which is the run in into the grabs.
Oh, we're back airing. Oh, tried for that was an excellent shield shift from Mr. E. Light oftentimes goes for shield poke setups with Fox's back air, and Mr. E raised the shield, blocked it despite his shield being so small, and that allowed him to turn that entire situation around just by the nature of living one more interaction. Game's not over till the announcer says that it is, and Fox can certainly get exploited time and time again, catching another landing here as Mr. E, delaying ever so slightly, but the Fox illusion gets him back to the ledge. Mr. E trying to hold on to center stage, but Light comes down with a grab and able to set up a winning position of his own.
Yeah, here back there with the down slash. All this pressure on the shield goes a little extended with the F tilt. Oh, here comes the forward and not going to be able to pick up the combo just yet. At 1% almost max rate here on this Lucina. Mr. Light looking for the Punisher, rolling in there to avoid that. Again, here comes the grab. No kill throw obviously on this Fox, but at 166, that is max rage. Lucina could pick up a stock here, a very cheeky stock, trying to catch a jump in. The forward, the down to shade away on the shield. Mr. E hanging on with like no other. Light just trying to take a stock here with the back or anything on the sword. Over just a little bit. Oh, has the right read, but doesn't catch it, unfortunately. Doesn't count the recovery here. The platform action coming in for clutch there for Light, saving him. Another back throw comes out. Can Mr. E take it on the ledge?
He's being so patient. He's being so patient.
He takes it. Mr. E through thick and thin. Like you mentioned, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. And Mr. E taking it now up 2-0 in the set. What a phenomenal final stop from Mr. E.
It feels like everything we were talking about in the winner's final set, in previous sets and doing this top four, as the hoodie comes off from Mr. E.
Oh, lock in! Lock in! He's locked in!
It all came together. Patience when you're on offense, never extending past your frame, always playing in control, confidence in yourself, assured of what you can do. And you know what? It all came together as Mr. E found.
We might be the smartest guys in the room.
That's crazy.
We said it. We calls it like it is, guys. And Mr. E employing that perfectly. We're going back to Town City now. Tell me honestly, I think this Town City is kind of coming in to Light's detriment. He's kind of feeling a little maybe a little over aggressive with these platforms to help him with the recovery routes, kind of like with these extensions. I think if anything, we kind of take it back to the basics a little bit and relying a bit too much on the Town City shenanigans. More just so like, okay, I need Fox damage because Fox damage works.
I don't think Town City is playing as much an effect on how Light is playing, but I do think it is absolutely enhancing what Mr. E wants to do in every single matchup. The shift in platforms has been massively beneficial. Being able to have the extra recovery routes and the places to retreat whenever the stage is in any of its platform modes. Like, being able to have extra places to escape to is super nice against a high-octane Fox. Oh, as we see him go for the edge guard with a counter and reversing the counter to make sure he doesn't get a tech opportunity, sending straight into the blast zone. Mr. E in the lead in game number 3 with a chance to reset right here in this very game.
Hoodies are off, sleeves are up. These guys are absolutely locked in. The crowd is coming to life. New York is supporting their boy. You love to see it. And Mr. E here, man, again, it's coming up. It's mixing up very slightly from left. Instead of jumping all the forward air, it's forward airing through the sharking through the platform is huge. But then, of course, there comes the fact of like when you come up again, you can call it with the F smash. But regardless, even then, repeating and Nair's getting called out. Man, that's a really good up smash here from Light. Even then, down 46%. Mr. E is looking phenomenal right now.
Yeah, the shield discipline from Light there, super huge in order to get back into this game. Letting Mr. E snowball with the amount of just mobile arsenal that he can be with just solid damage and solid gameplay can be so tough, but equally can be said for Light. That parry on the reversal up air was huge, something that Mr. E got away with a couple times in their previous set. Not here as the percent's even up. Oh, that down air was perfect.
Down airs have been beautiful so far, bro.
Tried for the second one instead of just going for the rising back air. Down air has more coverage there, but it did allow Light to escape almost unharmed. The trade is huge, but what a gambit by Light, but it pays off beautifully. Yet Mr. E picks up a stock immediately with that overshoot nair. We've got our last stock here of game number 3. Is this reset point, or is Light gonna storm all the way back for a potential reverse 3-0 on the first set?
Yeah, Light now coming to life here a lot more. We're seeing a lot more juggling coming out at 60% from these up airs. Mr. E finally landing back here once more, finding the dancing blade there, looking for the punch there with the forward air. He might just take it here on the set. Oh, but nice illusion to avoid that ledge. Nice recovery there from Light, getting back on the stage, rolling back to avoid the onslaught here from Mr. E as well. The back air on the shield, keep the pressure uppercut. Again, the sliding F tilts have been beautiful so far. Light jumping around that platform, waiting for his moment to strike. But these illusions have been called out for this sour spot down there time and time again, and the shield breaker comes out. Yo, he's feeling himself.
We're seeing every single option come to play. The dancing blade does not complete, though, as the Light goes for the gambit with that forward smash, expecting some sort of maybe air dodge for ledge, but it's going to come down from Mr. E. The pivot forward tilt to catch Light, and you know what? Mr. E showed such a strong look in the previous 2 games where he was consistently grabbing onto ledge for the edge guards and doing something like a rising back air or a rising down air or drop zone back air in order to close out Light going for an edge guard. Instead, in the latter half of game number 3, he abandons that approach to edge guarding and instead goes back to what was working in the winner's final set, which was getting close to the edge of the stage but not off stage and flashing shield or flashing a hitbox. Light already adapted to the way that Mr. E was edge guarding previously, goes high a couple times over, and in the final moments of game number 3, nets him that adaptation, that counter adaptation, nets Mr. E the win and the reset.
Mr. E hasn't beaten this guy, and last time he beat him was almost 5 years ago. And Mr. E, we can say like the talent, the improvement, absolutely palpable. Like I said, like the okay, we have to talk
People
about
are breakdancing behind us, by the way.
That's crazy, by the way.
It's kind of going, they're going off.
We have to talk about this. Going from losing in winners, right, to dropping the losers, like, oh yeah, you got to fight a Steve now. To get in with the Steve, and then on top of the mental stack, being able to adapt to Light of all people, Mr. E is on another level right now, especially when you give him his favorite stage in the game. We're going to Final Destination. Now tell me, how do you feel about the stage right now in this matchup?
I think it was a necessary evil for Light to go. He gets to pick his music because here comes the mix. And second, changing stage off Town and City seemed to just needs to get some sort of different look for Mr. E because he looks so comfortable on a stage like Town and City. And we're getting right back into it. The illusion into the forward
He just
smash,
made that up.
That's some key reactions there from Light because you know he's trying to pick up any amount of damage as he can in any given moment.
Yeah, Light looking to get that his agility back one way or another, but Mr. E now finally playing a lot more grounded here as well. But honestly, like you mentioned too, a necessary even considering now Mr. E doesn't really have these platforms to escape from. Now you're on the ground, you are stuck in here with Fox. You have to deal with him on the ground no matter where he goes. But even then, Mr. E fading away, using his aerials time and time again. Light has to earn these approaches, but whenever he does get in, the pressure is that much harder for Mr. E to escape from. And as I say that too, he's pressuring that shield on the platform, the ledge, he jumps around, he gets hit with the up smash. Great stock there from Light. And
it's the layers that come through it. Remember I mentioned earlier the shield shift upward to block that high back air, and then the jump out. Light recognizes the shield drift, knows the back air won't hit, blocks the jump out, finds the up smash after. It's layers upon layers upon layers, and right now Light is the one on the next layer.
100%. There we go. Here comes again another aggressive backer coming out, looking for an next barrier. Not going for that down throw just yet. Mr. E looking the pressure here. The roll out, and that's going to get punished there with the jump in. Again, lightning a little too aggressive. They're trying to pressure that shield. Mr. E holding that shield up again, waiting for Light to drop in there with an aerial pressure. It still finds that grab again. Again, it's not even the damage potential work off of those grabs. It's just resetting again and then putting Mr. E into a false security. Here goes the parry into the up smash. Now up 3 stocks to 1.
Shout out to the optimization from Light. Down throw into double laser, and then the parry with the up smash charge. He's making sure that he's crossing his T's and dotting his I's.
Oh, here comes again, catching and jumping again there with those up airs. Mr. E down, 3 stocks to 1, trying to find any way to get himself back in this game. The forward air going to take it. Even finally, picking that diagonal comes in, but here comes catching the air dodge here with the forward air. It's the fact that Light is now accentuating this aggression, keeping not only with the aerial approaches, but coming on with the ground, and forcing Mr. E to rethink how he finds his opening, whether it's Nair, whether it's F-tilt, he can really get himself back into that advantage state.
Again, down throw into these lasers. He needs to find some sort of opening here. But at this point, it's a go next type of game. As this is, I mean, you're not going to throw it, obviously, but this is starting to look real bad real quickly. The Nair out of shield comes down, tries for a big up smash, gets a big punish for it. Mr. E never giving up without a fight, but another back air comes down and another opportunity for Light to close out this game on the ledge, looking for up
air dodge.
Yeah, he got away with that a couple of times without Light pressing, but he presses there. You have the strong hit of Nair. After the follow-up from down air, nice recognition on the DI up and away from Light, but knows he still has some follow-up guaranteed, and the strong hit Nair does it.
Sheesh, man.
Sheesh, man, indeed.
Sheesh, man.
These two are playing fast, and they're playing hot, and they're also playing great.
Finally, the high-octane gameplay.
We're back.
The aforementioned high-octane gameplay, we are so back. But now, Light, man, dude, the thing is, the way that he takes that, the way that Mr. E gets comfortable on FD, how he can like throw out all those aerials without his opponent escaping to a platform, and then Light taking it back on him, saying, okay, but what if I never let you do that? What if I'm constantly putting the aggression up over, constantly pushing the gas, and maybe I do like platforms. Maybe I'm more worried about getting away from you than you are getting away from me. And so we go to a stage like Hollow Bastion, where I think actually, not only would the ledge will be really good for it, so
wow, the
interesting
insane angle. You know, this might have been the stage that was previously being banned on the side of Light to avoid Lucina on Smashville, and a similar stage to Smashville in Hollow Bastion with effectively the same platform. But with the success Mr. E was showing on Town and City, maybe he banned that, allowing Mr. E to pivot to a stage that Lucina is so good on. That reversal is insane from off stage, and then if you neutral get up shield in front of Mr. E, you are getting grabbed.
So tell me, why is Lucina so good on stuff on Hollow Bastion?
Consider the following.
Okay.
A very accessible platform on top of very favorable blast zones for a more straight hit type of character typically leads to a swordies like Lucina or Ike to have a lot of control, as well as zoners typically have a lot of control because they're covering more space of the stage, and you find it very hard to evade on a stage like this. Light is certainly on a warpath right now to try and even things up, but just before then, Mr. E was just in full control in stock number 1. It's all about control and tempo and trying to make sure it's in favor of the sortie and not the rushdown.
100%. And now actually catching, not only covering the platform, but covering the bottom of the platform as well. Light coming in there, aggression with the flow illusion. Gets a little too overzealous with the forward, but I like the DI, of course. Coming out, covering again. Goes high there with the forward air. Goes low. We're going all the way. Where in the world is Light, man? Where are we going?
It's hard to track down Carmen Sandiego, and it's equally hard to track down Light when
he got the reference.
Oh, the back air was in its startup there from Light, but he got stuffed out by a forward tilt, and in the same vein, he gets stuffed out by that back air. Mr. E up 3 stocks to 1, 2 stocks to 1 now, but being up a whole stock means you've got room to play with against Light. You almost have this wiggle room to put yourself in scrambles if it means getting some extra damage and some extra credit onto this Fox. Never advisable, of course, but you're more willing to take risks. Like that.
Like that. You know, it was cute. I respect it. But speaking of cute, oh my God, like that, this is a crazy extension. Going even further, 68% off of that, going even further as well, 85% off of that, and not letting up whatsoever. Light finally coming to life here. Finally with a more aggressive game plan. Punishes the high recovery there from Mr. E, only taking 28% of extra credit, but Mr. E still in the lead here. But man, Light is coming to life here in this reset.
Yeah, You mentioned the word cute earlier. Light is certainly looking a little bit cute, a little bit frisky.
A little cute.
He seems like he's getting a little bit fancy when it comes to some of these conversions, some of these setups, because the damage is piling on for Mr. E. How quickly things can change when you have such a high momentum and high octane type of character. Let's see if he can finish off the stock here, or if Mr. E will be able to get back. A classic Mr. E faction. He takes his time in the roll and gets by, but getting caught by the dash attack there is so tough, forcing him to take his time, go back to ledge, and play the next mix-up. But Mr. E is a little bit too
Oh my god,
aware.
the chest pump is crazy weird.
A little bit too in tune with his own game flow and not ready for Light to juxtapose that so quickly.
Dude, the absolute tenacity you have to throw out a Fox down smash on ledge where Mr. E has come up with forward air and nair over and over again is definitely a choice, but it's a good choice given how, like you mentioned, how Mr. E's so into his own game. It's reverted back to tunnel vision, if you will, where it's like, I'm doing this thing is working out really, really well, and I'm going to keep doing it. But you remember, this is like we're talking about, where it's like, okay, your thing's working out really, really well, but what if I start countering that again? It's like, oh wait, I'm so in tune with my own game plan that I have to get out of the tumble. I'm stuck in the flowchart, and I can't find a way out, and I'm stuck in high tide. Someone help me.
Everything's perfect circles if you look far enough, and we always wind our way back to a similar type of interaction. Light up 2-0 against Mr. E, who's trying to make a huge comeback here this time to win the whole thing.
Catching him jumping there with a forward air and catching him drifting away with the F tilt. Mr. E keeping the aggression up. Trying to fight his way back. Here we go. Nice. Hitting him on the ledge. Doesn't catch the illusion there just yet, but has the right idea. Catches him and landing with that up tilt. I'm loving these up tilts that catch these anti-airs. He had the right idea, but lets it go a little too late.
Yeah, I was thinking after that extra beat of time in there, Light was going to go for something like an up air instead of an up smash, but he still let it rip. Didn't get massively punished for it, but being forced into a scramble with Lucina, who just has so much more straight hit kill power in all of these scrambles. The down tilt catching the 2-frame, finishing off with the forward air. It connects with the Firefox too, but that trade is something you'll take every day of the week, but that roll is something that Light is going to scoop up just as quickly.
Yeah, Light really good to, again, being right there to the needle, being able to punish that accordingly. And the fact that, again, he's playing the ledge, he's playing a lot more defensively on the ledge, actually, bringing a lot more reaction instead of throwing out the backer. The back, I will back here because he's strong. He's waiting there, jumping up the anti-hop, shielding a lot more, really waiting for Mr. E to come up and then reacting to the options throwing out. Finally, giving a lot more of the respect he deserves on the ledge. Which honestly is pretty much a bad thing for Mr. E, considering how he's playing a lot more defensive on the ledge.
Yeah, and it seems like Light is just hard tunneling on trying to make sure that the punish he's picking is going to be correct. He's typically, aside from that moment right there, had been playing super slow in compensation for Mr. E taking his time getting off the ledge. But we're starting to try and force our will upon Mr. E a little bit. That down air mix-up is huge, but no follow-up off the up smash. The tech chase missed, but not a huge punish, and that is perfectly fine with Light.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Light is sitting back there. See, punishes the down tilt on shield, and up touch with the shield. Light possibly on tournament stock right now. Final stock here from Mr. E. Can he make it back into this game? We've seen Mr. E take a whole 3 sets games in a row, so he definitely can make it happen. The down tilt out of the corner needs to take the stock yesterday if he wants a chance of bringing it back in this reset. But Light has been on him like right on rice.
Need this edge guard here.
No.
Tragedy.
Tragedy strikes.
A tragedy in motion. That is so tough. But we see an up air on the follow-up. Mr. E is still able to make it back. And the up tilt to come off the jump in a much better position than he was in Game 3 of the Grand Finals set. So True Finals still very much in the realm of possibility for Mr. E. He finds the back air, looks for the tech chase, but misses out on the jab block there. Certainly rough as Light starts to break through E's tempo just that extra little bit, finding in there, looking for a back air. It connects and it seals out the set. A 3-0 in Grand Finals, but a 3-0 in True Finals, but in hard-fought fashion for every single one of those games, and well played through all of them as Light walks with your DtN X championship for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Congratulations to Moist Light for taking it in Grand Finals reset. A valiantly played bracket for Mr. E, of course. I think at the end, it really just came down to the fact that they both adapted to each other really, really well, but Light just adapted faster. Yeah. Like, it went from the 3-1 in Winners Finals, where Light has numbers. So the Mr. E is like, okay, I can readjust how I'm playing this. I can play a lot more forward and play a lot more confident in my gameplay, a lot more aggressive. right? Brought that back from the 3-0 in Grants, and then Light adapting, instead of needing a whole, he used his own set there, right? He go back into reset, he adapts on the fly. He goes back to, just in his game, just a little bit to, now, there's one small thing of whenever I'm edge guarding you, now I'm holding shield at the head ledge. And Fox and shield is a very scary side. Like, oh, the Fox stopped holding forward, shiver me timbers. Like, I'm scared.
I think a lot of it comes down to, like, we talked a lot about, like, tempo and pace of play from both sides. Like, likes to play very up tempo rather. Lucina and Mr. E prefers to play very slow tempo. And you see that come into play in both of them. However, Mr. E, whenever he makes a change, it has to be in grand sweeping changes and usually at the start of a set. Like, he goes back, he thinks about it, he studies, and he applies it.
Yeah.
Light has changeups built into his gameplay. He's always giving you new looks. He's always changing up his tempo, and he's always changing up his timings.
Which is insane, by the way. Like, you can't ask that from a human being.
It's hard.
Unfortunately, Light isn't a human being.
Yeah, he's different. He's built Will Smithingly, unfortunately, for Mr. E, as Light gets to walk with it thanks to that intrinsic change of tempo and the gameplay from Light always looking for openings rather than always looking at overarching game plans. That he was able to win the small game and transfer that into the long-term game instead of just always trying to make those grand sweeping changes that Mr. E is so good at, which is why he was able to win the grand final set. Either way, amazing play from all sides. Amazing play from just about every player in the bracket. But Light, the first seed of the event, walks with it in very, very strong fashion.
Color me surprised.
Whoa, crazy.
That the world-class player.
He's pretty good at the video game.
He presses them buttons. He will back air because it is strong. that guy, man, that Fox looked absolutely phenomenal the entirety of the day.
It's iconic. Like, at this stage in Smash Ultimate, and the fact that you played multiple games with the same character, no secondary, no muss, no fuss, just Fox McCloud, it's become a mainstay of the community.
Yeah.
Fox is Light, Light's Fox.
100%, man. It's so crazy that, like, we get into a point where, like, if you adapted a character so much into your own game, but that, like, your existence is, like, shape the landscape of the characters, of the meta, of just, like, people looking at a character differently because you exist. Whether it's, like, Free K Flock on the Zelda, whether it's Guy with Luigi, whether it's someone like PK Chris on Ness, whether it's Mr. E on Lucina, whether it's Light on Fox. I think that's the theme for the night, of just being able to shape the landscape, being able to use your own character's strengths and sprinkle in your own personal stuff, where people start conflating your personal preference, your personal play style with the character. Yeah. It's like, look at something like, oh, that's Luigi. That's not a Luigi thing. That's a Guy thing. That's a Fox thing. It's not a Fox thing. It's a Light thing. Yeah. Well, technically you can do it. Yeah, but, like, are you doing it? I'm not doing it.
And then you get doing it? Not me. But then you get to juxtapose that with other players, like other world-class players. I mean, recently it was Light and Persaraman. What makes them different? Mm-hmm. What makes each one of them tick? What is so special about Persaraman that finds him success different from Light? Either way, though, congratulations, Light. Congratulations to the entirety of the top 8 as we pass over to our medal ceremony.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we even start the award ceremony, let's just acknowledge the fact that New England is running our pockets. All righty, give it up for your top 8 of DtNX. Make some noise, please. These brethren deserve it. They deserve it. Let's start off with our hometown hero for tied for 7th, John Numbers. Jonathan Numerical Value. Thank you.
Jonathan Numerical Value is crazy.
Also tied for 7th from round 1 losers to top 8. I am actually surprised. Give it up for Clive.
Crazy.
Tied for 5th, our hometown Nest player. Give it up for PK Chris. Unsponsored, by the way. Someone picked this man up. Also tied for 5th place, the multi-game specialist, Grappler. Guy. Also unsponsored. Please, someone, get this man. 4th place, our local Zelda player has been putting in work for God knows how long. Give it up for Free K Flock, also known as DtN.
Yeah, I'm not going back.
For 3rd place, I have beef with this player in particular. Oasis, representing Oasis and New England, Just Blue.
That's
In second place, our second PR for New York. Give it up for Mr. E. World's best Lucina in our hearts. Your winner for Defend the North X and the new Defend the North champion. Give it up for Lides.
That better be a that better be a halal beverage.
I don't think liquid death is.
Oh,
I think it's just like
that is not even everything. Lides, this is for you. You get a free Pixio monitor sponsored by Pixio.
classic. No, I just broke my monitor.
There's nothing in that? No, we got you, brother. Hold this for now, I'm gonna punch you later. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody for watching Defend the North X. Thank you guys for registering for Defend the North this year. Tune in next year. We got a lot of new stuff coming around. We're going to send it back to our casting table. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you. Big love over here. And yeah, man, so big appreciation for all our players out here today. Thank you for coming out to DtN. We got, I think, one more. Of course, we got Street Fighter 6 over there in HO3K. One more event to close it out. But of course, Google, there's nothing. We would be nothing without the people supporting this event. So we got to run some ad lights first. Speaking of the monitors, let's talk about Pixio, man. The PX278 Wave, 27 inches, 1440p, and 180 hertz. Currently, the only monitor on the market has high-quality monitors in a variety of colors. Have you been walking around at all today with pink and blue and white, different colors? Like, Pixio has been providing for this event for the longest time, and I love these monitors. I've been using them all day. They're absolutely phenomenal. If you need any sort of monitors whatsoever, check out Pixio, man.
Yeah, with the PX278, so a 27-inch, 1440, 18 hertz, or if you're looking for that extra boost, you can get a 27-inch, 240 hertz with the PX279 Prime Neo. Both fantastic monitors, and of course, Pixio is looking to partner with FGC events across the country in order to support local scenes. So if there are any interested groups looking for a monitor partner, that can head over, they can head over to the Pixio booth if you're here at DtN, or you can DM them on Twitter.
And speaking of other booths here at DtN, we talk about remixed prints. Shout out to Yipes and all the groups over there. The clothing brand based a lot on anime, gaming, and hip-hop. The company, of course, being founded on the memory and spirit of Nelson Remix Reyes. And they want to honor his legacy by creating products that reflect his passion for these art forms, which I think is really beautiful, honestly. And I think it comes out great in pieces like this. They've got like the Chinatown store back there, which honestly I think is really nice for reflecting on like where FGC has come from, the grassroots FGC in general. And of course, you've got the Magneto helmet right there. I think please just go, if there's any vendor you're going to support, and check them out. It's a really beautiful cause in general, honestly.
RemixPrintsNYC.store. And of course, if you're looking to support the local platform fighter extraordinaire and hub, you're going to want to like, follow, and subscribe on VGBootCamp. That's what you're watching right now, twitch.tv/VGBootCamp, as well as on Twitter, on YouTube, where all of these VODs will be uploaded from Defend the North 10 for Smash Ultimate, for Rivals of Ether. Anything you saw on this stream will be uploaded to the VGBootCamp YouTube channel.
Yeah, man, if you want to support VGBootCamp, of course, it's simple as $4.99 a month, $5 for all these amazing emotes. You get to avoid those ads. I know I see the Twitch chat. I see you guys talking, oh man, the ads were good. Not if you sub. And listen, if you got Amazon Prime, you get a free sub every single month with Twitch Prime. Don't you throw a VGBC's way. Please support this amazing organization. And thinking of making or do amazing things, tell me about Urban Warriors. I've seen so much of this game all weekend.
Yeah, they've been having a demo here all weekend, easily accessible and available right now. It is a combination 4-player party fighting game. So if you're looking for a co-op beat-em-up mode to play with some friends, they got you covered, where you brawl against various street gangs, bank robbers, cyberpunks, road ninjas, etc. It's also set up for an arena fighter type mode if you're looking to battle out with your friends, so you can have a great time no matter what type of gameplay style that you're looking for. It is clearly inspired by the 2000 era 3D fighting games like Power Stone, Marvel Nemesis, Urban Reign, Fighting Force, Dynamic Cop, and Def Jam, featuring extra costumes like Superhero and Squadron. So you're going to want to check it out with early access, which is available right now on Steam. Shout out to Chaotix Game Development for putting together what seems to be an amazing project.
And if there's one more production company we need to give love to, it is House of 3000. Shout out to all the beautiful people over there. John Numbers, of course, shout out to him. Got 7 today. Got Helper, and we got Devin, of course, locking it down. Please support this organization. Check twitter.com/HO3KNYC. We're on Blue Sky, Twitch, YouTube, and Discord. It's still Free House on Twitter, but we got a new Twitter now, so we're building our way back up. And a quote at events at houseof3000.nyc for any of your big FGC events. They've been helping DtN since 2016, 8 years. With all the, you have the replay functions, you've got the blast one we saw earlier yesterday on SS6 pools. If you like all that stuff and you want to send your event to the next level, please check out HO3K. They have got phenomenal stuff going on.
Yeah, and they are still live right now, where they will be streaming, the final event of the weekend, which is Street Fighter 6 Top 8. You're not going to want to miss that by checking them out at twitch.tv/House of3000. But with that, that ends our block for the night. A phenomenal segment of Ultimate Top 4, some high-class gameplay, some wild character pools, and a very, very phenomenal finish. Congrats, of course, to the entirety of Top 8, and congrats to Light for winning the event. Momo, any final thoughts?
No, I've had a fantastic time. Of course, thank you for having me out. Thank you, of course, to Hangman and Ritual for having me on. Had an absolute blast working all of these different games. Shout out to, of course, to our production in the back. Shout out to Devin. Shout out to Helver. Shout out to everybody for helping us lock it down. I had a fantastic time. But Ubel, where can they find you, man?
You can find me right there at UBL267 on Twitter and on Blue Sky and various other social media sites. Of course, if there's any constructive criticism, my DMs are open. Feel free to shoot me something. And thank you so much, of course, to the variety of streams here, the productions Lunar Phase, VGBootCamp, House of 3000, and more for helping produce what has become a fantastic event and with an eternal legacy.
Yeah, guys, please, thank you all for the support. Of course, catch me on Twitter at Momo on the mic. My DMs are open as well for criticism. Or if you want to criticize Ubel, don't come to me because I will fight you about it. Don't ever talk bad about my friend ever again. But that's going to be about it. Of course, thank you guys so much for tuning in to VG Bootcamp. Go check out twitch.tv/House of 3000 for Street Fighter 6. That's going to be about it for us. And of course, as always, Free Palestine. We'll see you guys later.